Hey guys, Gabe here with the Broker Dad channel. Want to do a little market update for the month of August. I guess it might be July and August, but we're going to talk a little bit about what the market's doing and what you can expect. So quick fun fact, did you know the past 6 recessions that have happened, only 2 of them actually resulted in home values dropping. One was in 1991 and another one was the Great Recession in 2008. So the question is, are house prices going to plummet? We're going to talk about that. A few things to take into account. Has the market slowed down a little bit? Absolutely. A year ago today, marketing time for a home, which is when you put the sign in the ground to when you're opening escrow, was under 30 days. And on average, we're looking at more like 70 days. Some escrows are falling through and things like that. So let's talk a little bit about why that's the case. It's important to understand that you cannot outwit or out-strategize the simple law of supply and demand. Probably heard people talk about supply and demand, and what does that even mean? Well, let's talk a little bit about the numbers. Looking at a 3-year average back from 2017 to 2019, this is BC, before COVID, there was 13,000 homes on the market. Now, fast forward to this year, okay, this past 3 years, we are at 8,000 homes on the markets. With inflation occurring, with interest rates rising, there is still far too low of a supply, which means there is still a very high demand for homes. The seller's mentality right now, there's a few things that might keep a seller from selling. One of them is they have an interest rate locked in at 2.9%. A lot of homeowners do not want to let that go. Another thing is after a few escrows falling through because of interest rates going up and buyers losing qualifications, sellers might just change their mind. They might just say, forget it, we're not going to deal with this. This is the cause of such a low supply of homes as well. Summarize the supply and demand conversation. Are there less buyers in the market due to inflation and due to interest rates? Yes. However, there are still way too many buyers for the number of homes on the market. And we already talked about why there's such a low of supply. So although demand is still muted, it's still right where it was, there's less buyers, they still far outweigh the number of available homes. Now, there is one factor that you're probably noticing, and that is price adjustments. 34% of homes are now experiencing a price adjustment. That is not to be confused with prices crashing. What we're seeing is sellers are caught up in the COVID times and they're just throwing a price out there hoping they can get it. Now, buyers are a little bit more aware. Now sellers are simply adjusting the price to what the home was actually supposed to be worth to begin with. Wrap up this quick little market update. This is for LA County. We are still in a seller's market. The sellers are still getting multiple offers, just not as many as before. Homes are not appreciating at the speed in which they were. So that means sellers are going to have to be a little bit more strategic because buyers are not just throwing money at them. However, if you had to give it a temperature, we are still in a seller's market. Sellers are still calling the shots. I hope this was helpful, guys. If you think someone else should hear from this, make sure you send this to them. Have a good day.